Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Boxing with TT. And today I'm going to talk to you guys about the difference that I experienced of both of my pregnancies. One of my pregnancies was at 34. The other one was at 38. So, with my first son, I had no problems. I was able to work my whole entire 9 months. They actually kicked me out because I didn't want to leave. I didn't have any problems. Now he was a little fussy or whatever, but I was cool. I was able to eat certain things and keep certain things down. I craved a lot of Domino's and seafood. And then I would speak to him during my pregnancy to ask him what did he want like in the morning time. So where him was in the morning time, I was able to eat only particular things. So I would eat like cereal, maybe like cereal, a banana, a Pop-Tart, and he'd be cool with it. Anything else after that, forget about it. Don't eat no pancakes, and IHOP. He let me eat IHOP. But other than that, he wasn't with none of that. He actually, the only thing that he dealt with, the only thing that we had to deal with was big. Was that he had to stay in NIC for a week. That was one of the hardest weeks. Now, he stayed in week because he had pneumonia, he had a regular heart rate, and he had jaundice. And after that week that I was there every week, they kicked me out because I was up there every week, and it was like, your service is still open. You can't be outside like that for real. And on top of that, it was a lot. It was during the OVIC academic. My stupid slumlord was trying to take me to court. He tried to say I owe $10,000. How you owe $10,000 and let a person still reside in your home or your residence and then offer them another apartment is diabolical. Okay. So yeah, it was a lot, but he made everything okay. Like, he didn't give me no problems at all wherever he stayed. So fast forward to having him, he beat me down. Okay, he wore my body down. He actually started trying to act like he wanted to come out during my 6th month. During my 6th month, I started feeling the pressure of his head in that area a little bit more than what I was supposed to feel. Yeah, don't be looking at me. So when I would feel those pain, I would call, I called me and my nurse. She was awesome. I would call her and she'd be like, no, baby, put me on speaker. And I'd be like, you on speaker? She'd be like, you stay up there. And I call my grandmother. I prayed to God. Whatever it was that I could do, and thank God that he did stay up there until it was time for him to come out. Now, I had to leave work at 6 months instead of 7 months because he was on my, I guess, uterus, pelvic bone, in that area, like hard. Like, it felt like my elbow was his elbow, or I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was his head. I don't know if the weight of his body. I don't know what it was, but it was a lot of pressure in that area that was causing me not to be able to walk a lot of days out the week, and I couldn't sit a lot of days out the week neither. So I would have to sit in a tub, or I would have to get the bath said bath, and the doctor, of course, was like, oh, why don't you try intercourse? And I'm like, girl, I'm in too much pain to try some intercourse. And she would say that around your father, right? And your father was like, yeah, intercourse. And I was like, yeah, right. If I can't even walk, you talking about intercourse. Anyhow, so we got to the point. So fast forward, we get to March 20th. And I noticed that March 19th, well, being that I was already having these problems, these pain problems, my nurse was like, my doctor was like, yo, like, if this continues to go on, we're just going to induce your labor. And I was like, all right, cool. So I became high risk. My legs were swollen. My foot had swelled up. My blood pressure was whacked out. I couldn't eat. I had to start drinking protein shakes because he wouldn't let me eat nothing in the morning time. So it was high risk. I became high risk, which I wasn't at with the first one. Only thing with the first one was I caught carpal tunnel. Yeah, that was it. I just caught carpal tunnel. But anywho, so I started doing the proteins, and I had to go to the doctor every 3 days out the week. I had to go to the doctor just so they could make sure that everything was all right. Once they seen that everything was okay, they would send me home. But she sent me home with a blood pressure machine that I had to keep noted of every single day. And then finally we was able to get to the 7th month stage, and they asked me if I wanted to test them for any I don't want to say disabilities. Well, yeah, I can say disabilities because it was like I think it was any disability. I think it was disabilities that they tested me for. And then they had also let me know, like, your body might be different from how it was with your first one because you're older now. So 38, basically what they was explaining to me was when you're 38, you're putting yourself and your body more at risk. You might not be able to bounce right back the way that you was able to bounce back during your earlier pregnancy. Like 38 is like that stone when you have to be extremely, extremely careful. Okay. But in the process of me having him, I was also moving into the new apartment. So I really couldn't just sit down. I had to still gather things for the apartment, get the apartment together, plus also tend to my baby while my husband was at work. Or, I just still had to do what I had to do because the show don't stop just because your dad not here. I still have to attend. So, okay, so now we get to, I think, the seventh month. And at the 7th month, they looked at they did ultrasound on me, and then they discovered that he only had one, I think it was artery. He didn't have two. I think she said it's supposed to be like a 3 braided artery. And it could mess up the liver, the kidney, and things like that nature. And automatically, I started hyperventilating when she said that because I know you're supposed to have 2 arteries, but you only had 1 artery vessel. Automatically, I started hyperventilating, and I caught a freaking panic attack. Now, with my first pregnancy, I forgot to mention to y'all that I had semi-panic attacks, but I was always able to control them, right? With Sin, I was always able to control my panic attacks with him. My grandmother always said that was nothing but the devil playing on you. So I will always turn on my gospel music, pray, call somebody, speak about it, just get my mind off of whatever the situation was. With Cash, it was different because I think it was more pertaining to him. Because we didn't have any issues with Sincere. Like there was no issues with Sincere. Sincere pregnancy was smooth. So when she told me that, I started hyperventilating, and I caught a panic attack during my pregnancy. And she let me sit there, and she was like, "Do you want to speak to somebody?" And I was like, "Yeah." And because that's if you catch panic attacks, that's a good way to go off to throw the anxiety out of you, is to speak about it, because you just don't know what it is that might be attacking the way that you feel. So when she was like, "Do you want to speak to somebody?" At first I was like, no. I shook my head no, because I couldn't talk. When I have panic attacks, I can't. It feels like someone is choking me. It feels like someone is trying to literally take the life out of my breath. So my breath out of my life, both ways. Okay. So when she said it, I was like, because I couldn't speak. So then when I finally came back to reality, she asked me again, and I told her, yeah. So I went there, and I spoke to a lady, and she was like, "What caused it?" And I was like, it's because of what she stated that got me scared. I don't know nothing about that. I never heard nobody speaking about that, you know, like, what is that going to mean for his future? Like, it was just me not understanding what did she mean and what did the future hold for him. And then she spoke to me, and I finally was able to go home once I was able to calm down and my blood pressure was able to calm back down. And then I started doing my research on it, and then I just began to pray throughout the whole time. And it was basically him not getting the protein that he needed. So I started drinking. Well, I already was in the process of starting to drink protein shakes, but that made me, my brother was like, just try to keep drinking those protein shakes so he could be strong, you know, when he come out. And I was like, yeah, I was going to do that anyway, because I can't eat anything. I can't hold nothing down. Everything that I ate, breakfast time, he made me throw up. Lunchtime, I threw up. So I literally had to eat like fruits, some vegetables, and majority protein shakes and things like that. Now, nighttime, that was a different story. I could eat pretty much what I wanted to eat, but morning and noon, forget about it. And then it even got bad where I couldn't even drink water like that anymore neither. So fast forward, we're at the point where my doctor asks me, do I want to get speed the process up, basically. So I was like, yeah. I was like, what's the different techniques that we could do? She told me the different techniques we could do. She said, but it's basically up to your doctor that's going to be delivering the baby. Okay, cool. So now we go in for his day came, and I was in so much pain. I was in so much freaking pain, and I just told his dad, like, yo, I need him to come out like today. They induced my labor. That's what it was. So he was like, all right, come on, let's go. Thank God, a really good friend of mine was able to take the older boy. His school is literally across the street from where she lived at. So I didn't have to worry about that. So I just packed him some clothes. Well, we already had everything packed up, but I just sent him over there with her. And I didn't have to worry about him, even though, of course, as a mom, we check in anyway. But, you know, that's just what moms do. So we was able to get my labor induced, and then they turned around and they gave me the balloon method. The balloon method is where it's just what it sounds like. They stick a balloon in there, they wait until it pops, they put a little bit of liquid or a little bit of water in there, not that much, and they simply just wait. So we waited and he came out on his day. He was supposed to came out. He came out. In the midst of my delivery, I fucked around and caught another panic attack. I did. And then I quickly gathered that the lady was like so dope. Like, she was like my angel. Like, she was so I'm gonna get emotional. Oh my God. She was like super dope. Like, she held my hand. She was like, baby, just breathe. Everything's gonna be okay. Your son gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Like, it's okay. And then she started cracking jokes and making me laugh. And she totally made me forget about any pain that I was feeling, any panic that I was having. She made me forget about it. I hope I see her again. I want to give her a big old hug and show her him. Yeah. So so he came out, and he came out with no problem. It wasn't, let me tell y'all about the damn epidural. Hold on, I know I was forgetting something. The epidural was the dang on problem as well. So the epidural, the first doctor who put my epidural in, I don't know what she did, but I knew something was not right. Now, yes, you do have to be careful when you get an epidural, because it can cause you to be paralyzed if they put it in the wrong way. If you feel any stinginess, the only thing you're supposed to feel is the shot running through you. but you're not supposed to feel any burning or numbness in your body. I felt numbness and a sharp burning running through my legs. I'm like, when she's inserting a needle, I'm like, whoa. And she's like, I know, I'm sorry it hurt. I'm like, no, 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 no. That's not a hurting pain. That is, I'm feeling a burning sensation running through my veins in my leg. And she's like, okay. She takes out the needle and she puts it right back in. She did it at least 3 times. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, what the is going on? Why is, I'm like, take it out, take it out, take it out right now. Now, automatically, my body is going into flight mode. It's going into fight mode. I know for a fact I'm about to have a panic attack, another panic attack. Because why is my leg burning? I had an ultrasound with my first baby. Smooth. I had no problems. Even after I have back problems to begin with. But even after I had him with the ultrasound, I still had no back problems at all. This one right here, I'm like, wait, what are you doing? Because my leg is so, as in a process of my right leg feeling the burning and all of that, the weird symptoms, my left leg starts to start shaking. And my left leg, and you know that when you're getting epidural, you're supposed to stay completely still. That let me know that another attack was on the rise. I said, take it out. You gotta take it out. You gotta take it out right now. My leg is burning. I'm about to have a panic attack. Take this needle out of my back right now. They take the needle out the back. Another doctor comes in. Hi, are you okay? No, I'm not. Who is she? Who is she? Don't bring her back in there. She cannot touch me again. So the doctor's like, well, we're going to have to, I don't care who you find. Matter of fact, you do it. He says, are you I'm positive. I don't want another female. No, I'm cool. You can do it. I don't want her to touch me. He says, okay, no problem. So he said, okay, I'm going to give your back a little, I'll give it a little while. He gave it about 10 minutes. We waited like 10 minutes before we did the second one. He went back there. He put the needle in. No problem. No stinginess, no burningness. I don't even think I felt him put the needle in my back because my brain was still going off of what the heck did she do that he didn't do? Like, what happened? Because when he put the needle in, it was how it was supposed to happen. I didn't feel no pains, no needle, no sharp. I didn't even think about the needle. The needle was the last thing on my mind. My thing now is I have to keep myself still. I have to keep my composure. I don't want to do nothing to harm me or harm him. So I don't even remember if I felt any pain from his at all. Like from the needle, I should say. I don't even think I felt the needle. Okay, so now he's out and everything is okay. Except I am still having this pain in my lady females pocketbooks. Like we like to call them pocketbooks around these parts. So throughout the next months, I would say maybe 6 months, I just stopped feeling that pain. I literally just stopped feeling that pain. I don't know if it's because I started working out, or it could be because I started working out. But it finally just went away. And that pain is so uncomfortable. It is a pain that I would not wish on my worst enemy. I did sitz baths, I did baths, I did the postpartum pads, I did the ice the cold the ice pads, because they have ice pad that you can put right there for situations like that or whatever. I was intimate, like everything that they told me to do, everything that the doctors told me to do, everything that the I don't know why, but Google told me to do. I did it all. But I started exercising because I picked up my same weight that I already previously had with him. So, yeah, it finally just stopped. I know for a fact I cannot go ahead and have another one. My body, the first thing everyone says is listen to your body. I know for a fact my body almost could not hold him for 9 months. So that is that is the most challenging thing right there. So after I made that decision that I did not want to have, it's not that I don't want to have one, my body can't handle it. Once I understood that my body probably won't be able to handle it, I decided to go ahead and make the decision of signing my paperwork to get my umbilical cord. I mean, to get my clip tied and burnt, or just clipped. I don't know, but won't another one be coming out of me. So, okay, so that was the difference. That was what I experienced between my first child and my second child of 34 and 38. Just be careful if you are a woman and you think that you decide that you might want to give birth, mothering, another shot at the age of 38. Just be mindful. Take very good care of yourself. Take very good close attention to your body. Listen to what your body is saying to you, and whatever your body is telling you to do, do it. If that's the road you're going to go down. If you're going to wait until you turn 38 to have a child, or after 38 or 37, listen to your body. I listened to my body because it wasn't, I knew something wasn't, to me, it wasn't normal. It wasn't right. So I went to my doctors and told my doctors, and I prayed on it, and I called my grandmother, and I told my grandmother about the situations that was taking place, and yeah, I went and got my village. And that helped me out a lot. You have to be open. You have to be honest with yourself, ladies. Don't fake it because you don't want, I shouldn't feel, no, if your body hurting, then you need to, if you working while you're pregnant and you're 30 and your body, I don't care, it don't even matter if you're 38. If you're pregnant or you would like to become pregnant and your body starts talking to you, telling you, hey, you need to stop doing this, you need to stop doing that, then you may need to stop doing that. Yeah, you still want the money, understand, granted, but what's good is the money if you bent up in the hospital. So with that note, baby boy is fussing, which means he wants his bottle, and I'm going to let y'all be. And I will see y'all when I see y'all. Peace out.